This is the Fence Man here, and I'm on the road again. This week on Top Rope TV, we did a couple interviews over at Super Crazy Wrestling. The first interview we did is with the PR Revolution, so let's get right to that one. Hey, this is Alan Fenstermaker. I'm here with Top Rope TV. I'm here with the PR Revolution. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're pretty good tonight. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Very good, very good.
Okay, now how long have you guys been a tag team for?
Probably
It's
a
couple of months, like around 6 months already.
Okay. Now how'd you guys come together as a team?
Before that, we was a faction on couple companies, Triple A. We was the PR Revolution with 3 more members, and eventually we decided to go by ourselves as a tag team partners, and there we are.
Now, what all have you guys done in the last 6 months?
What was the question, sorry?
What have you guys done in the last 6 months as a team?
We wrestling for AE, EW, Triple A, XWF, ACPW. Right now, and we on the road. We got the November 7 ACPW. SWF for the #1 contender against Sultans and main event. There are 2 teams. They have been in different companies with the huge names companies like Ring of Honor, NXT, TNA Impact. So we're doing very good right now.
Now, how long have you been wrestling individually yourselves?
Well, I've been in the business for 16 years. It's been a long run. I started back in Puerto Rico when they have the wrestling school at NWS in Canóvana, Puerto Rico. That's where I'm from. And it's been great, man.
Okay. Now, what's it like wrestling down in Puerto Rico?
Wrestling in Puerto Rico
It's really hard.
It's really hard.
It's really hard. There's a lot of brawlers. It's something different.
So when you say in Puerto Rico, they ask you how many years you've been there, you've been in the business, and you say, oh, I've been 12 years in the business. They're gonna look at you like, okay, let me see what you got, because you say you got 12 years in your business. If you don't got what was done, like they're not gonna like, they don't even care. We work for important companies like. I work in a couple of dark matches with Carlos Colon. He worked with IWA and Carlos Colon too. And for me, I got like 14 years in this business. And like I say, Puerto Rico is so different than here.
Man, all I can say is when you mention Puerto Rican wrestling, you got to look back at Pedro Morales, Carlos Colon back in the days. It's most of the same. But we got the new talents like we got the woman division Roxy. For the boys, we got Carlitos, we got Bellito, BJ. It's different type of guys in Puerto Rico right now. They're putting his name on it.
Well, thank you guys for doing this interview. Do you guys have anything else you want to plug or anything? Or?
Well, just keep in touch with us at the Facebook. You can follow us at PR Revolution. There you can keep track with us, and you can see wherever we go.
Okay. It's coming. A lot of things coming for PR Revolution. So stay tuned to the page, and you're gonna know everything now.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you to the PR Revolution for doing that interview. It was great to have you guys on the show. But up next, Tony Batista. Let's get right to that one. Hey, this is Alan Fenstermaker. I'm here with Top Rope TV. I'm here with Tony Batista. How are you doing, man?
That's right. I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Now, you said earlier you were trained down in Texas. Now, like, who were you trained by?
Well, I was trained in San Antonio, Texas by Rudy Boy Gonzalez under the Texas Wrestling Academy, formerly known as the Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy. Long story short, I was in the military, decided to follow my dreams out there, and lo and behold, found a good school, and now I'm here.
Okay. Now, how long have you been in the business for?
I've been training since 2016, but I debuted in 2017.
Okay. Now, any particular memories that you had in your career that you've had in that time? Or?
I mean, there's a few. Everything is still, every new match is a new memory. I've got the privilege to wrestle some great talent that's known around the world, locally in Texas as well. And I'm just looking to do the same thing here. Well, take over the whole world and just perfect my craft.
Okay. Now, like, what's your favorite era or time period in pro wrestling?
Ooh, that's a tough one. To me, it has to be it has to be the late '90s, early 2000s. Why? I was a big early '90s wrestling guy. That's where I felt love with wrestling. But then something about the late '90s, early 2000s just hit hard. Something as you got older, TV, you could kind of resonate with TV more, and it just gave you that bug to just, man, I kind of want to do that for a living.
Now, like, how did the whole COVID-19 thing impact pro wrestling for with your career and all?
Well, it impacted it big time because I was getting ready to transition away from the military to pursue this full time. But I had to make the decision. Just so happens that when I made the decision to separate from the military, COVID hit. So it slowed down business incredibly because that's where I was trying to, tread water and kind of make my name for myself. You kind of have to start from square one. Then I relocated to Jersey, where I'm trying to make a name for myself here on the East Coast. So it's kind of a slow start, but hopefully, things will get better and we could pick things up.
Now, like, do you have any online places where people can take a look at yet?
Definitely. Instagram, Tony Batista08. At Facebook, Tony Batista. YouTube, Tony Batista. Follow me. Give me a shout. Promoters, bookers, you guys want a good wrestling match, you want a good wrestler or actual wrestler, you come holler at me.
Okay. Now, like, what favorite matches have you had in your career that stand out to you?
There's a few. I've had a match with a local, I can't say a local guy, he's a known guy in Texas named Max Castellanos. Another guy who's pretty known named Tempo. And then we all know Rodney Mack. Okay. Those stand out because they were hard-hitting matches, took a toll on my body, but it was easy. It was just smooth, and it was just a memorable moment. The fans were into it. I found myself the more I kept getting beat up, the more I got myself into it because it was just that kind of environment. And then working across those guys, they inherently, by virtue of who they are, they pick you up and it forces you to be better.
Okay. All right, now, like, do you have any shows coming up that you're going to be at?
Well, aside from Super Crazy Pro Wrestling here today, I'll be at Quakertown, Pennsylvania on November 28th. I'll be back at Super Crazy December 5th. And as of right now, that's about it. Things are going slow, but like I said, promoters, bookers, I'm ready to work.
All right, man. Now, do you have anywhere people can contact you yet? Or?
Yep, you can just go ahead and hit me up through my social media, Tony Batista08 Instagram or Tony Batista at Facebook, and I'll respond back.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you, Tony, for doing that interview. It was great to hear from you, and also that's pretty cool that you're trained by Rudy Boy Gonzalez. Rudy Boy Gonzalez has a lot of knowledge, and he's a really great trainer from what I hear. I actually had the honor and the privilege to interview him myself too. But up next, in the next interview we did, is with Tommy the Moose. Let's get right to that one. Hey, this is Alan Fenstermaker. I'm here with Top Rope TV. I'm here with Tommy Moose. How are you doing today, Tommy?
How you doing? First of all, it's Tommy the Moose. Don't forget the It's very important in my name.
Yeah, how long have you been wrestling for?
I've been wrestling for 20 years now.
Okay. Yeah, how'd you get the inspiration to train to become a pro wrestler?
What's that? I didn't hear you.
How'd you get the inspiration to train to be a pro wrestler?
Well, I watched it my whole life, and I seen everybody on TV, and I liked it. So when I turned 18, I looked for a wrestling school. I found it. I started. 20 years later, I'm wrecking everybody along the East Coast.
Okay, now, like, where'd you train at to be a wrestler?
I trained at a small school on Staten Island. It's no longer there. It was called Northeast Pro Wrestling, ran by Lord Zieg, Eric Creed, and Sir Christopher Michaels.
Okay. Now, what all have you done in your career as a wrestler?
What have I done?
Yes.
I've done a lot of things. I've pinned thousands of other wrestlers. I've beaten them all. I've won titles all over the world. I've wrestled Devon Dudley while he was still wrestling for TNA Wrestling.
All right, what was that like working with Devon Dudley?
It was very enjoyable. I learned a lot from wrestling him. He's a good guy.
Okay. Now, do you have any other memorable matches at all you want to talk about?
Probably one of my most memorable matches was when one of my best friends, Chris Banks, at the time turned his back on me, so I had to have a really rough encounter with him. And we had a really good match, but it was rough. We're back, though. We're back to being best buds.
Okay. How do you stay in shape for the ring?
How do I stay in shape? I eat a lot of protein. I go to the gym twice a day. I'm in the ring 4 times a week. I'm throwing people around all the time, and that's how I stay in shape.
Okay. Now, how did the whole COVID-19 pandemic affect wrestling for you?
Well, it stopped it for a few months. So the only thing I was able to do was work out at home. So I started doing boxing, started punching a heavy bag, I started lifting weights at home, and I stayed in shape. So now we're back, and I'm back.
Okay. Now, like, do you have any plans for your career for the next year or anything? Or
My plans is to pin everybody I can, possibly on that mat. 1, 2, 3. Those are my plans. Whoever I get put in there with.
Awesome, man. Now, thanks for doing it. Thank you, Tommy, for doing that interview with us. But up next is our main interview of the night. That's right, with Celebrity Boxing's Hazel Roche. So let's take it away, Hazel. Hey, this is Alan Fenstermaker. I'm here with Top Rope TV. I'm here with Hazel Roche. How are you doing today, Hazel?
I'm doing just fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Now, how long have you been boxing for?
I've been boxing, celebrity boxing, for about 2 years. Two and a half years.
How'd you get started with boxing?
I started as a manager in one of the events. I was a coach, and I saw I could be a good competition, and guess what? It works pretty well.
Now, how have you trained? What kind of training do you do for boxing?
Actually, I do a lot of, I'm doing weights because, as you know, I'm a heavyweight. And calisthenics I do here and there. A lot of cheesesteak eating too.
Okay. Now, like, what kind of, what are some of the accomplishments that you've had in your career?
Oh man, since I started, in celebrity boxing, I'm the face of celebrity boxing. I'm the first Latino ever to win a belt in celebrity boxing. I won my belt at the second fight. One of the fastest one ever to win a belt in celebrity boxing.
Now, how'd you get your start with celebrity boxing? Can you talk about that?
Well, I started, like I say, I was a trainer for one of the guys. And I saw, you know, the competition, that I could be there. The Latin lover could be there. So.
Okay. Now, like, can you talk about some of your past accomplishments in boxing?
Well, I always used to train like little kids, and you know, I always been a fan of boxing. As a Puerto Rican, you know, we love boxing. So I saw the chance. I saw the opening, and guess what? I learned what every man's want. Every man's love sport and love females. So I bring both of them in one show.
Okay, awesome, man. Now, do you have anything you'd like to plug or add or anything at all?
Well, I want to say thank you to everybody who followed me. November 21st, I'm going to be defending both of my belts against Nick DiDonato. It's going to be a great fight, unification, 2 undefeated guys. We're going to take us all. So I hope everybody's over there to go and see the Latin lover throwing hands.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, folks, that's about all the time we have. And this is the Fence Man signing off on the road again on Top Rope TV. Until next time, keep your wrestling in a headlock. Catch you next time on Top Rope TV. Peace.